Oh, baby. Get the band together today,
man,
guys.
the fellas.
Oh, yeah, look at the last time before Christmas.
Last time in some time, for sure.
Man.
Soak it in, fellas.
Yeah, get used to it. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the DNVR Nuggets podcast.
Let's go.
Presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use the code DNVR365. Choose your offer. Find out why, whatever the moment. Never ordinary at Bet365. Hop in the Toyota chat. Talk to everybody. Nuggets practice today. I love when they have practice. You get more out of practices, I feel, than any other, like we're talking to guys, than anything else.
You know who else love when they have practices? Coaches.
Oh, man. Coaches just love a good practice.
Just a chance to try.
We got some good notes from there, including updates to the injured players, Julian Strawther, Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon. We'll get to all that very early in the show. I also want to ask who has a higher upside than you thought. You know, coming into the year, we all thought there was an upside to these guys. Does anybody, hey, let's raise that ceiling a little bit. And then I got to talk about my guy, Derek Queen, and the Jokic Acolytes. You look around in the league, you watch the league now, everybody's trying to be Jokic. Do we like it? Do we hate it? I think we'll have mixed reviews. Brennan Votes in the building. He's got his tea and soy milk.
Chai latte with soy milk. Accurate. Yep.
Oh my
accurate.
God, even worse.
Way worse.
And again, I just want to fight the allegations. It's not full of estrogen. That's not how it works.
Not it. You.
Oh, you know what? That checks out, actually. That checks out.
D-Line Co's here.
That's right, guys. You know what I had for this morning for my breakfast beverage?
Pieces of
beer.
glass.
Black coffee.
Oh, close.
Yeah, full of broken glass and brawn.
Gives me, reflux. I don't like it.
Yeah, I feel terrible. I can actually go. Where did you get that?
Does it put hair on your chest? No, it gives me acid reflux.
It puts blood inside my chest.
And then, of course, the man with the wind in his hair, Harrison Wind.
I'll stick up for vote. Chais are elite.
Thank you.
They really are.
Just nobody likes to admit they actually drink them, but they're
correct.
so freaking good.
Not
Correct
wrong,
all the way around.
So good.
The Denver Nuggets had practice today, and they will have practice tomorrow. And they will likely have practice over the weekend because after Thursday's game, they get another extended break before their Monday matchup with Houston. And we got to see him today. My first note for you guys from practice, Vote and I were both there, but my first note, Julian Strawther appeared to be going full speed. I would only classify it as full go in his 3-on-3 workouts with Zeke Naji, Hunter Tyson, Jalen Pickett, and a couple Nuggets coaches. But he looked spry, and even David Adelman, when he was asked about Julian, he kind of looks up and he goes, "You see him over there," basically saying, "You see him. He looks good, right? He looks healthy."
Yeah, I saw him putting up a total BS floater. I was like, yeah, Julian looks like himself.
Back, baby.
Just getting reps on that floater.
It was it's like against coaches and with a couple of other guys, but he wasn't limping. I mean, he was going for it. He was trying to get into his bag. He was trying to play his game a little bit, and yeah, he did look like he was moving well.
But I mean, to me, I don't know if he's going to be available for Thursday's game, and the team's obviously not going to say something like that. But what I would say is my own expertise from watching guys in various stages of ramping up.
Yeah.
To me, he looked fully ramped. There was no, let's kind of work on this or that. It was like he was throwing his body into guys, jumping, attacking the basket. It just looked good, which is, it's funny, but it would be a meaningful change to the team if he's healthy.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, it would be a big addition because they've been searching for that ninth guy right now. You know, it was Zeke. Doesn't seem like it's Zeke anymore. It was Pickett last game. But naturally, Julian just the best fit, you know, if you're looking for that ninth guy with the guys they have available right now.
Yeah, also, like, you just see the impact that Tim Hardaway Jr. has had.
Yeah.
And if Julian Strawther is firing, like we've seen him do at times in the past, like he could have that same kind of impact, come in, be instant offense, be a little shaky on defense. I mean, truly like a pretty similar type of player to Tim Hardaway when he's really playing.
And this would have been his opportunity, right? All these guys out, but of course he's hurt as well. And, you know, Julian's an offensive player, and you can say, well, the offense looks great, and it does.
That would be statistically true.
There is something too, just you can't play 8.5 guys all the time. You got to do what you can to take the load off of the guys who need to be there in June, should you get there. So, you know, all hands on deck, right? Regardless of your skill sets.
One note about David Adelman here, we get the email today. They always send out emails, say when practice is. And often, like I were to guess, I would have said today's media availability, meaning in a practice when they're available, would have been 12:30. Would have been a lock. But no, it was 11:50, very early. Now, why do I bring that up? Because I think it is a hallmark of both David Adelman, but also of a veteran team that they get in there and get their work done. And I think that is a thing. I mean, he has a note in here. I'm trying to see if I can find it, where he talks about them being a veteran. And he says, yes, I just think right now with the group being a different rotation of players. Wait, no, that's the wrong one. Let me see if I can find it. But the team very, very, I think like this practice, even after a long road trip and everything else, it sounds like they got in, were serious, did their job, and got out early because there was no messing around. Everybody just knew what they had to work on, worked on it, and got out of there.
They weren't running suicides because they messed up a play or something.
I mean, so this is just to paint the picture, not to complain. In the Malone days, there's a designated time you get there, and then there's 40 minutes later when the doors open.
Malone practices usually always ran long. Always.
Adelman has literally gone early before. Like the doors have opened early.
Yeah.
So there does seem to be some sort of efficiency there for sure. And then also they got their work in and got out. And then a lot of guys were still there. This was the most guys I've seen stay on the court, like kind of through the pressers. Valanciunas, Zeke, Julian, Cam was there getting his shots up as usual. So they got in, they got the work that had to be done together. And then a lot of them stuck around just to get some more work in.
Here's the quote for you. Those guys were very connected today. Just a very positive vibe. Got things done correctly, which means you don't have to go as long. It's just a veteran group. They get it. And I mean that sincerely, where that's been a case in training camp. It's been all of this where the Nuggets kind of seem to be on a schedule and the schedule doesn't waver. And I think, again, some of that's Adelman, but some of that is the team shows up like adults.
I think sometimes we forget how veteran of a team this is, especially compared to a lot of other teams in the West. Even obviously the Thunder, way younger. The Rockets, a lot of their main guys are way younger too. But the Nuggets are a vet team. Mm-hmm. Like they are a tried and tested and even an old team compared to, a lot of the top tier teams in the league right now. Yep. But yeah, I mean, no surprise because that's kind of been a theme of the season. They get their stuff done.
Yeah. Another note for the Nuggets here. I asked all three guys today, you go in with a list of questions. Some of them you want to ask everybody because you want to take the pulse. One of the questions I had to ask was, you got 8 days with one game. It's a lot of practice. You probably have 4 practices. What is the most important thing to work on? What do you think they answered? All of them. The exact same answer.
Defense.
Good guess.
Good guess. Because I would have guessed defense or this or that, but the answer was nothing. It's rest.
Yeah.
It's really like the practices. Yeah, we're going to come in here and go through our paces and stuff. But all of them said just get healthier, including David Adelman. The goal, honestly, just to get healthier. Now, he did mention, there's some things we want to clean up, but it was almost like details. Like there's some details that we're going to go over. But the big thing is health. Most important thing on the back end of this, the days off are great, but once January hits, he's already setting the tone. Very Malone of him. Once January hits, it's like it's a gauntlet. With the way the cup works out. So love the days off. It's nice to be home for a couple days, but it's just about us being right with our bodies and then mentally what we can get better for.
Yeah.
And Tim Hardaway and Jamal Murray were even more effusive in this of like nothing. We just need the rest. We need our body. So it's one of those interesting things where I would have guessed defense, but they're like, hey man.
I mean, defense is also a tough thing to practice. It just is. Because a lot of, the things that they struggle with defensively, you can't really replicate.
Right.
Defense really in the NBA, it's more about watching film and understanding what's going wrong. Because I think at the end of the day, everybody knows like what the issues were, where the miscues were, where the missed assignments were. And it's just kind of like a thinking man's game,
right?
Defense, really, at the NBA level.
And simulating it, like they're all talking about trying to stay right and not hurt themselves. Yeah. You're not going 115% on offense in practice in a scrimmage so your defense can get up to speed. And you're not able to bring referees in, right? So it's not, those are the defending hard without fouling, right? Like that kind of stuff. How can you really simulate that?
But it's also, there's just part of like knowing when you're supposed to drop back, knowing when it's like when somebody... There's a lot of
you can do rotation stuff in practice.
Yes,
for sure.
Stuff,
for sure.
Things that you just kind of understand where you're supposed to be, even when it's not communicated. I mean, I'm saying I definitely agree that like defense is the harder thing to practice because a lot of it is effort, but there's definitely scheme stuff you
For
can
sure.
work on. So I am a little surprised they didn't say that.
But here's why I think it's important, because I agree with you about the specifics, but the team, Adelman was asked about the team's identity, and he said, like what he's learned about him, he said, we're resilient, and I think we don't freak out as much as maybe the outside noise does. Adelman, very attuned to the outside
very
noise.
attuned.
Very attuned.
For sure.
Which is also funny, because I feel like just nobody's really talking about the Nuggets. I don't even feel like there's
know.
that much noise.
Other than us.
Yeah, he's talking about us.
I mean, that's the thing. You kind of look around and you're like, the whole city of Denver is
He's like,
focused on the
yeah.
Broncos.
Yeah.
The NBA is focused on
He's like,
whatever else.
We
The
hate
Cubs.
the outside noise.
Yeah.
Well, in the playoffs, there were like 5 of us that were there every game. And like he would
making
mention
noise.
like a very specific headline, and we'd all just look around. Like,
And I think even with us, I mean, I feel like we all feel pretty positive about the team. It's just funny because every player and coach is just so defensive.
Maybe he's talking about the watch along.
Yeah.
yeah, it could be.
He's like,
halftime, he's just going through the low lights.
those guys are
he's
so
like,
pissed.
he's like, we hear people out there calling me the pregnant man.
I know you guys don't like the pregnant pauses, but sometimes they're necessary.
Can you imagine if he was aware of that?
We've got to work.
100% is.
I
but-
know, like we have to work on our pregnancy test, what do we call it, paternity test strategy right now. We haven't been great.
but we don't
No,
like
the
the
funniest thing would be if he was like, I know we have to work on our paternity. I mean, challenges.
Our challenges. But he said the word resilient, and Jamal Murray was asked a very similar question, and he said resilient too. And I think it points at something, and here's where it comes back to the defense question. I do think there's some X's and O's things for them to iron out, but I think if you ask the team why, if you were to give them truth serum, like in Pluribus, where she hits it with the truth serum,
Yeah,
and everybody
dude.
has to say what
Ruins it for
you have to be.
himself.
It's, do you hit them with that and said, why is the defense bad over this last 15 games? They would say, we're on the road. We're playing a lot of games. We're shorthanded. Defense is about effort. So I think the answers all come together in this form of we have to get healthy and we have to rest, because what we just went through was really exhausting and the defense fell off.
Well, the
And there's-
defense wasn't great at home either.
But the home, to their point,
I
he
know.
even commented
I know-
on this,
I know the
was
point. I
a
know.
stop on the
Yeah.
road trip.
Yeah.
I just can't sign off on the idea that the defense is inherently bad when two of our top defenders are out.
That's a big factor, no
It's a
doubt.
massive.
Yeah,
factor.
but who
It's a
did they get replaced by? Defensive players or offensive players?
They got replaced by different guys. It's just like it's not plug and play with everybody. It's like Spencer Jones is a good defender because he's active and he's diving around, but maybe it's not as complimentary to Nikola Jokic as say Aaron Gordon is. And like then Peyton Watson was able to play with the bench unit. He ups that defense when he's playing alongside Big Val. It's like it's a massive thing to have two of your best defensive players not on the court. It changes every dynamic. It changes every pairing. And it's like when they come back, it's like then we'll assess. It's like their defense was unnaturally highly rated early on in the season.
Number two.
Those two guys go out, and then miraculously somehow the defense just falls off a cliff. And I don't think it's endemic of what the Nuggets are all about. I just think like when you have different guys, you play differently.
Obviously, Eric, on some level, you are correct, right? There's no, inarguably, it's a factor. I think it's just about the steepness and the drastic nature of the
sure.
drop-off.
I mean,
that
that's-
is alarming.
You go
I
from
suppose.
second to last. Is
Oh,
like a
listen,
big.
I'm not sticking up and saying that they're, it's only that, but I have a hard time, first off, because they're winning these games.
A big theme today, by the way, of we've got some issues. We are 17-6.
We have the
Did they mention they're off to the best start in franchise history?
It was brought up by the televition people today.
I mean,
it's like
Through 23 games.
It's unbelievable.
Right.
It sucks because we're being completely the canopy, the rainforest canopy that normally is Jokic, what he does to the rest of the team. The Nuggets are experiencing this through the goddamn Oklahoma City Thunder. Like we're not even up. We're like, oh, it's our best start, and we're 5.5 games back. What the hell is this?
It's so true. I honestly feel like people don't even pay attention to it. There's just like the Thunder are in their own
Yeah,
league,
they're
you know?
above the standings.
Yeah, it's
People
like,
are
the
like-
Nuggets are number one other than the Thunder.
People
I know,
say
They're not
It's
even the
just
2 seed.
like
They're
write
the
it off.
one
You're like,
other
whatever.
than.
People are like, the Thunder won tonight. I'm like, yeah, I assumed.
Yeah, I just
let me
did.
know when they don't.
But I will say, to me, you're right on all these things. I do think there's a chemistry factor to it, but I think more than anything, there's a fatigue factor. Losing 2 guys, it's not about the guys that replace them. The starting lineup defense has been really bad, but I just think that Murray, Jokic, they kind of looked around and said, okay, we got 7.5 guys now. I don't have energy for the style of pace that the league calls for on the defensive end, and everything drops off. And then on top of that, you only got 3 guys off the bench you're really going to. So to me, that's why I thought it was so fascinating that they came in with a message of we're resilient, we're mature, we're connected, and really all we have to do is, the details, of course, but it's the small thing. It's really about we're tired, man. And we know, I got a sense from the team today that they know they're good.
Yes.
Like better than their
Yes.
record even. We know we're a really good team. But right now we just kind of have to hold on and save our bodies. And if it costs us, we're not going to look the way you want us to look for a while. We understand, but we feel very good about what we are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be crazy if they said otherwise. Like they should be. Some of the things they've accomplished in these games has just been like the number of times they're up 18 points, 20 points, even though they generally choke it back.
Yeah.
But just they race out so far ahead, and then it just allows them to kind of do some things
Come back recently.
and come back. Yes, to find themselves the back against the wall, be able to do it. I mean, the Nuggets squad has been incredible. If not for those 4 home losses that are just like each one of them was like more eye rolling than the last.
Right.
Like the day after they lost to the Bulls or whatever it was, I don't even remember. And then we had a comment in the chat that was like, we have this 4-game losing streak. It's like, no, that's a 1-game losing streak. It feels like a 4-game losing streak. The other ones were like a week and a half ago, but it colors this in a way that it's like feels weird.
Well, they're on a run now, and there's some excitement going on. On the other side, let's give you an update on Christian Brown and Aaron Gordon. We got a little bit of one today, and let's also talk about why scoring is up in the NBA and why the Nuggets scoring is up with Peyton Watson and Spencer Jones. David Adelman had such an interesting answer on that. Blew my mind.
I'll take this ad break. If you're anything like me, start over from the top. If you're anything like me, then gift giving season gets a little bit hectic. I'm a last minute shopper. You might know the feeling, but Aura Frames is changing the game this holiday season. You can get a last minute gift that's actually a really thoughtful and personal gift with Aura Frames. You can get one for a loved one in your life, preload it with as many photos and videos that you want. So all that time you spent together over the years can be relived, can be enjoyed once again, and just kind of seen daily, right? By the loved ones in your life. They like to say at Aura Frames, you can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. For a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames. Those Carver matte frames are named #1 by Wirecutter, by the way, and you get the $35 off by using promo code DNVR at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code DNVR. This deal is exclusive to our listeners, and frames sell out fast, so order yours now, get it in time for the holidays, and support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Hey, Colorado, stop by your local Dick's Sporting Goods for the hottest apparel and footwear from top brands like Nike, Adidas Originals, FP Movement, and what's this I see here? I think that says DNVR. That's us. You can get our merch now at your local Dick's Sporting Goods. Plus, score the latest equipment for baseball, football, soccer, basketball, golf, and all your tailgating essentials. If you found a lower price, they will match it with their best price guarantee. Get your gear fast with free curbside pickup at your nearest store or easy shipping from Dicks.com, because every season starts at Dick's.
Alrighty, welcome back here, segment 2, DNVR Nuggets. Make sure you hit the like button if you're watching live. Leave a comment below if you're watching later. Make sure you're subscribed on all the podcast apps. You know what we haven't got? I was talking, people don't know this. I've brought it up a few times. Me and Spike Eskin, he's a buddy of mine. I talked to him from time to time. His show has 3,500 Apple Podcast reviews. Ours, 500.
Jeez, man. We got to get our numbers
I
up.
felt so embarrassed
That is embarrassing.
talking about this.
He rose to fame in the podcast era.
That's true. We're in the YouTube era.
But all of a sudden, what the hell?
Still, I want to have bragging rights over that
give
guy.
a 5-star review.
Real quick updates on Christian Brown and Aaron Gordon. They were asked for an update, and David Adelman basically was like, there's not really any news. It's going to be a long time. But he did drop this one on us. He said, I would imagine they celebrate the holiday without playing, but we'll see. Oh. They go on a big extended road trip in January, which he was referencing how the schedule gets really tough. And he said maybe they'll join us on that. End of December, maybe they'll join us on that. But he's kind of, coaches don't usually say things like this unless they feel somewhat confident about it. Yeah. So we were hoping maybe Christmas would be an early date. I think I'm going to put that one to bed.
That's for both of them?
For both guys.
Yeah. I mean, not terribly surprising. It might be a little bit different if the Nuggets were just tanking, without those guys in the lineup. But they are off to the best start in franchise history. So that allows you to slow play it a little bit.
But they're the worst defense.
That is correct. Best
keep going
offense,
in
worst
circles.
defense, best start in franchise history. So that does allow you to take your time. And honestly, it's tough because we want to see those guys out there, but it's the right move.
And obviously, I mean, like Gordon's injury happened later, and it's a grade 2 hamstring strain, so I just assume he's further behind. We did see Christian Braun walking around today, though, in slides.
Bootless?
Bootless. No boot, no wrap or anything like that.
Bootless.
Is he maybe some?
That's not a report that he's healthy or anything like that. Just giving you some context for what we got to see.
Walking around bootless.
He was walking around. He was walking around bootless.
Adelman is such a you could tell he thinks about a lot of things. You know what I mean? He's just so clear. You ask him a question, he goes into the filing cabinet in his head and pulls out the answer. One of the things he was asked about, obviously, why the Nuggets have been great on the road, not great at home, and there might be nothing to it. But he said one thing is that there is a rhythm to being on the road.
Yep.
And the rhythm is that you're getting into the hotels at the same time. You kind of eat at the same time. And he says it's because it's all dictated to you. Those are his words.
Right.
The schedule is dictated. You get home, he's like, you just have a lot of things to take care of, family, business, and different things. And you kind of have to make your own schedule. And he said, so I think we kind of fell into a rhythm on the road where we're just kind of doing things in order.
I find that like when we go on the road for this, that, or the other, and somebody's like, oh, hey, breakfast is at 10. I'm like, okay, set my alarm for 10. And then when I'm at home, I'm like, what the hell time is it? I don't think I ate breakfast today.
Is it still Tuesday?
Dude, I don't know anything. Yeah, no, I get it. Like it can be a little bit, annoying if you prefer home life to road life, but there is a regimentedness that you are accountable to a lot of other people in a lot of different ways that kind of works for a team because you get really truly on the same schedule for everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird how nobody is better on the road than at home, though.
Well, I will say this. The home part of Denver's schedule, though, I think has been unlike it's just a road game in terms of how your body is being handled because you're not here for long, but it's not a road game in terms of things being dictated to you because you're with your family. So I think it's almost in a weird way, these one-off homestands are the worst of the road.
Right.
In all ways.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a little bit of that. And the team, I mean, even Tim Hardaway Jr. had something to say about this, about just being sick of it, being sick of this constant travel.
This is the most ridiculous travel schedule.
Just wait till you see their upcoming one. They have this 7-game road trip
but
around,
this
not too far.
one day home, back on the road, one day home. What is that?
The other thing about the Nuggets road games, I mean, especially recently, it's been a pretty cake schedule. Memphis, Phoenix.
Memphis is winning, man.
Kale Suns. Smoked them. Pacers, Hawks, Hornets.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely true, right?
Yeah.
A lot of win streaks have to do with who you play.
Yeah, obviously the ideal here is a long extended home trip. That's the best scenario. But I do think, look, enough guys have said that this coming and going for just one stop at a time has gotten to them. And you might want to label it an excuse. Maybe you're right, but it is what they're saying. And Tim Hardaway Jr. said it today, asked why they're so good on the road. He said, I don't know, probably because we only play one game here and then we got to go play 3 on the road. And he said, you tell me. And then he laughed. And he said, but yeah, no, that's the honest answer.
Tim Hardaway Jr. also ended his own press conference today like the most veteran. He just, at the end, he said, that's all I got for you guys today.
He said, what have you learned about this group so far, Tim? He said, everybody eats, man. Everybody eats. That's all I got for y'all, man. Appreciate you.
And it was such a good, I mean, I hate it. I hope no players are watching this. Don't copy it. But they're not. Well, here's an interesting one for you guys. I don't know if you looked at the offensive rating lately, but the Nuggets right now are number 1 in the league and, coincidentally, number 1 all time. That number is 124. They have a 124 offensive rating. Boston Celtics number 2. By the way, can you name the Boston Celtics starting lineup right now? There's no way you can. Jordan Walsh is starting on the second best offense of all time.
Can't take it anymore.
Offense is out of control this year. There's like 5 teams that would be in the top 10 all time.
Jaylen Brown,
and if you
player of the week.
If you look at last year, the Cavs were number 1 offense, 121.0. 4 teams are above that this year.
Yeah.
League average is just through the roof. And I asked David Adelman about why, and boy, did he have such a fascinating answer. I love his brain. He says pace, which I think is true. And he says, and I actually think taking chances defensively. So he said, why is offense so unstoppable this year? Because defense is better.
Yeah.
How does that make sense? Well, he says, It's less of us than other teams, but picking people up full, turning people over, it leads to easier baskets. And I also wonder if it's also the reason there's so many injuries. Injuries are so high. Just the fact that we're almost playing some nights, it feels like a college game for 3 quarters without the 3 days off in between. If you think about college, they're going to full court press and fly around and play hard, shorter game, longer breaks in between. And he says that's what teams in the NBA are doing right now. But why is that? You would think, okay, the defenses are picking up. Why is offenses higher? And he said it's like a trade-off right now where teams are trying to wear you out and get steals, which leads to efficient offense off the other way. But if you get beat it leads to efficient offense that way. So it's almost like it is defense is improving in their risk assessment, but the defense efficiency is getting worse. But as a result, all the offenses are up.
Very interesting thing just to chew on in general. And then interesting to think about with Denver, which seems pretty risk averse on defense, right? Almost as if they kind of know like how bad it can get. Yeah. So they're like they're not going out of their way to turn teams over the way other more aggressive defenses are. And I wonder if it's because in part they know like, well, if we mess that up, it's going to be a really easy bucket. We only have so many bodies right now, and maybe we're a little older. But that is a really interesting dynamic to think about. And I do think in general, everyone just kind of assumed that like the average NBA player stopped caring about defense over the years. Yeah. And I think it's maybe a bit more nuanced than that. And in large part, I think we have to accept what the point Adam made at the start here, which is just how would you guard a team with a 124 offensive rating?
Right.
You'd probably get scored on a lot. So it's more simple than just effort and want to.
On that note, though, what I thought was interesting is I asked Adelman about what's different about this team with Peyton and Spencer as opposed to CB and AG. And he says he says that basically it is the pace with those guys. He said some of the things he wants to work on with them is there's been some confusion just on spacing. I think he's optimistic that lineup is going to get better over these next 2 weeks. And he said some of it is he's like, it's on me. Both of them play the dunker primarily in the corner, and there's been confusion on who does what. And he says, I think we're going to clear that up, so we'll have fewer possessions where we don't know. But he says both guys have done their roles really well in bringing energy. The screening, some of the fundamental stuff that we preach, Peyton and Spence have done a great job of that, freeing people up, setting screens. When you're not the star players and you're replacing them, it is true that some of it's about making shots. That's what we noticed. But a lot of it is how hard did you cut? Did you screen on time? Did you set a solid screen? And he says that's why the offense with those guys starting is way better than the offense with AG and CB.
Crazy.
Could just be noise. But it also could be that guys that are end of bench guys or bench guys come in and all of a sudden it's like, yes, we're going to screen extra hard, cut extra hard, and do all these details.
Yeah. I mean, that's been a crazy storyline. The offense has somehow gotten better with those two guys in the lineup compared to CB and Aaron Gordon. But I mean, it's a credit to how they've adjusted and how those guys have filled in and specifically how they're playing their roles.
Yeah.
And the screening thing is a big part of the offense this year. It's come up multiple times today at practice. Jamal Murray talked about it, I think maybe a month and a half ago now. Just up and down the roster, they have more guys that are capable of setting legitimate screens. And it just seems to be like an interesting, like when you think about why an offense got better, like what were their free agent acquisitions? How many points per game do they average? How well are your stars shooting? But it can be things like this as well, which is like, no, actually we like execute better. We create more separation on screens. And it just makes it that much harder to guard us.
I also love this quote, and D-Line, you might really like this one. He says, I feel like you have to be a different team probably 10 times during the season, the way the NBA is now. And I kind of like this because, I mean, one of the things he's saying is that our starting lineup has a lot of chemistry, so we have that. Now all of a sudden it changes, and there were some bumps trying to like build up a new identity, and that's why he ended it with saying, I think I'm very happy with what that unit where it's at, and it's going to get better. I'm excited about the direction it's going. But to his point, you lose a guy and all of a sudden it's like, all right, now what are we?
Right. And I mean, a lot of this just like speaks to the depth that you can have different guys slide in and get better, but it also makes you feel good about having somebody like the mad scientist at the helm where you can actually look at what
he's great for this situation.
The personnel he's given and try to maybe tailor what they're doing to that skill set a little bit. Not generally thought of as like Michael Malone's strongest suit is to be quick to react. Obviously the defense is not reacted well, but I do love the idea that he's acknowledging that you have to change and adapt, man. Adapt or die.
It is like right now, though, he doesn't have as many ingredients. I bet you it's killing him.
Oh,
You know, like a mad scientist just wants his ingredients.
Where's my Eye of Newt? Or is that the Warlock? Whatever.
That doesn't. Any other notes that you want to share from practice?
I got the Jamal Murray quotes if you want to talk about him. Jamal Murray was asked
Brief today. He was brief.
He was asked about Player of the Week.
Good. Means he's locked in.
Multiple times. And I'll give you the answers. Player of the Week, what does it mean to you? It's cool. It's
Nice.
cool.
Meanwhile,
It's cool. It's cool.
Very cool.
Meanwhile, I know he's like, but like,
You know what though?
Like,
I will say this. I think it's an extension of the same approach and logic that went into the answers we really liked at Media Day, which is like in the past, Murray has been like, yeah, and you'll see what I can do in June. Right now, it's like, okay, that was 3 games, and I've got another one on Thursday. I think Murray is just a bit more like, I want to be consistently good, and I'm not going to stop after 3 games.
Ooh, I like this. It's almost patronizing to be like, you had a good week.
well, I know, but
He's like, you know what I really want? Player of the month.
yeah. But I just also think it's woven into the fabric of the NBA that it's like corny to celebrate.
Yeah,
anything.
that's true.
Yes.
That's true.
Like, so you can't be like, oh, you can't be like, God, I've worked so hard. It means
Well,
so
also
much.
because of how Yoke takes these awards too.
Well, sure.
You're kind of like, man, if he just brushes these off, can I really be that pumped about it?
But I wish that he did feel like, I wish I could just see, like, see some joy.
I wouldn't mind that.
But I just think it's not, you can't. do that.
I think he's made a concerted effort, like especially when you ask him about all these questions about the hot start and everything. I think he's not trying to victory lap anything right now. You know what I mean? Which I actually find very encouraging. Again, on the Player of the Week, kind of asked it differently later. He said, "It's good. It's a great recognition for the 3 games that I had. I appreciate it."
I watched this. He laughed about it too. Like, what are we talking about? It's like the best stretch of your career.
I don't know. Yoke averaged more points, rebounds than us.
On the All-Star buzz he's getting and just kind of the general hype about the good start to the season for him and the team, he said, well, I'm happy we're off to a good start. I'm glad that I got off to a good start as well, which was a goal. I'm pretty happy with the way things are going right now. He did say the same thing, by the way, about the goal with practice is to not overthink it and to just get some days off and get some rest, like Adam mentioned earlier. He said on playing with Peyton and Spencer, they get up and down much more quickly now. They play with a little more pace. They're fast, as you talked about earlier. And
by the way, they played a slower pace, but it doesn't matter.
they do play at a they actually do play at a slower
Actually,
pace.
Yeah, Jamal, did you even know?
Jamal, according to the pace
do
numbers,
you even know your VORP, dude?
When asked what he learned from the group so far, he too said we're a tough, resilient team. We have vets that understand the ways of the game. They just have that experience, and it helps everyone calm down, and it helps everyone get into place and moving at whatever point in the game it is. On Spencer Jones, he was asked, what does it take for a guy like Spencer to step up the way that he has? And Murray said, what does it take for him to step up the way that he has? Well, he has what it takes to step up the way that he has, right? I actually,
It's such a good one. It's such a good one.
It's actually a really good answer. He's basically he's good. That's why he's good. I like this one. Jamal, are there any aspects of your game that feel particularly more comfortable to you this year? He said, nope, just play my game. Made a couple more shots, 1 Player of the Week, but it's the same game.
It just sucked more in the past.
But now it's dope.
But now it's dope.
All right, let's take a break. Let's got one more break in here, and then on the other side, we're going to talk about ceilings, adjusted ceilings for players on the Nuggets.
Ooh. 1975, if you've been looking for a light beer, you've been looking for a Miller light beer, the go-to light beer for 50 years. As a wise man once said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. That beer's not broken. They have not needed to fix it for 50 years now. Those of you who have wanted the essence, the core quality of a beer without wanting to feel like you drank a loaf of bread, you've been looking for the perfect light beer, and you've been drinking Miller Lite. Pairs well with Nuggets wins, Nuggets losses, Nuggets winners lounges, Nuggets losers lounges. Just make sure you enjoy it responsibly. Miller Lite, great taste, 96 calories. Go to MillerLite.com/DNVR to find delivery options near you. Or you can pick up some Miller Lite pretty much anywhere that they sell beer. Cheers to 50 years of Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs for 12 ounces. Monarch is changing the finance game for me. This is a testimonial. I use Monarch, and it has really helped me micromanage my budget, right? Don't just spend money, track your money, spend it wisely, thinking about where it's going, when it's going, and why it's going in that direction. And with Monarch, it's really easy. You get a dashboard. You can just see the whole thing. Subcategories. Where is my money going? They can send you notifications when you've gone over budget, and they can help you plan for your financial future as well. So really use Monarch to make sure that your finances are something you're in control of and not just something that passively kind of come and go in your life. Again, it's really changed the game for me. Don't let financial opportunities slip through the cracks. Use code DNVR at monarch.com in your browser for half off your first year. That's 50% off your first year at monarch.com with code DNVR.
It's the GOAT. It's
over
the
for both
GOAT.
of you is all that means.
Speaking of the GOAT, we got some new hats.
New hat alert.
New hat alert.
Check them out.
Yeah, man, listen.
My personal favorite is the one on the right.
Far
So
right, yeah.
the two flanking, the
Well, I was gonna
outside,
say the left and
white
the right,
one
both.
and the black one are both branded Bills times ALLCITY creations. So that if you're familiar with the branded Bills quality and fit, that's what those are. The two in the middle are our new own proprietary cut. They're our new custom hats. I went back and forth with our producer for a while to get just the right fit. I think we nailed it.
Producer, Kale.
Kale made these hats.
Wow.
Wow.
Super hat
Bro, we
producer
gotta-
Kale.
yeah, we gotta-
Super hat producer Kale.
If you like them, thank Eric.
He
if
likes
you don't,
the
blame
Suns
Kale.
and he makes hats.
Yeah. But they're cool. Like on the inside, it's like all custom, ALLCITY stuff. It's
Nice.
It's to the T. It's very
Yeah.
nice.
Get them because they'll probably sell out. So if you really want one, get
Yeah,
one
they've
quick.
been selling.
I'm
for
going to
sure.
get one too. So that's one less that you can have. Hurry up.
All right.
One quick thing on
yeah,
Jamal.
go
One
for
quick
it.
thing on Jamal. I think he really wants to make the All-Star game. And I mean, that's probably pretty obvious. And I think he's going to try to play really hard in it if he's in. He had this quote a couple of years ago.
Yes, great call.
Where, the All-Star game, of course, has been bad for many years. And, after the game, when it's bad, you like ask the players what they thought of it. You ask the coaches, like, how do you fix it? That's kind of how the whole spiel goes. But Jamal had this quote a couple of years ago where he was like, every All-Star game or showcase I've been in, I play hard. So put me in the game and I'll play hard. And I'll save the All-Star game. He said something to that tune.
Nice. That's a pitch, man. I'll try.
Yeah.
We're like, what?
You're going to
starting.
try?
Yeah, you're starting.
So we'll see. I mean, if he makes it,
Bro, he's got to make it.
I
Ironically,
expect him to play it like a real game.
ironically, effort was also like one of the barriers between him and making it. Right? But
I mean,
now
that is valid.
now that it's all tied together,
Yeah.
I actually buy what
You're bringing
Wind
up
is
old
selling.
stuff, man.
I'm saying,
I
though,
just the
he
year of
would-
Jamal Murray.
I think he would play well in the All-Star
This
game.
is, by the way, technically already it has been the year of Jamal Murray.
I know.
Yeah.
This is the first year we're actually
have-
right.
It's been the year.
I know.
Well, yes.
But is
it's the end of last year.
2026 the year of Jamal Murray?
This is the season of Jamal
Yeah.
Murray.
Okay.
It's the season of Jamal Murray. But you're starting to hear about, I mean, we're getting a national rumbling. You're hearing about some of the pods are talking, man.
Oh, the pods are
are talking. That's how it starts. It starts the pods and then it starts to ripple out. And I fully expect Jamal Murray to be representing the Denver Nuggets at the All-Star game.
I'm telling you, I honestly think all it takes from this point, I mean, maintain your averages, kind of keep playing, which I think will happen, but he needs like one or two more 45-point games because that's all anybody remembers.
If he
what I
has
mean?
another 50-point game, he's a lock.
Yeah, I agree. It's like just get a couple of
Two
these big
50-point
games,
games
and then-
already?
and then it feels like you had 12 of them.
And then it's international team, right? So this is not just
Yep.
save the All-Star game, save Jokic at the All-Star
Right.
game. Just run some pick and rolls, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just run some pick and rolls.
Like Canada International. Let's talk about now about people who have upside, players on the roster who have a higher upside than we originally thought this year. I have a list of players. I think there are 4 players whose upside is higher right now than what I projected coming into the year.
Dude, a couple of them are easy.
Maybe. First one I have, Spencer Jones.
Yep.
I did not expect him to be a rotational guy.
Yep.
He, to
I
me,
kind of did, to be honest.
but to this degree,
Well, no, because I didn't expect these injuries, but I thought he'd have the role at the beginning of the season that he had.
That
Here-
shocked me, honestly.
I mean, it shocks me because I agree that I think he was going to play, but he is honestly, you don't want to do 6-man, 7th, whatever, but he's just a lock. Like even when everybody's healthy, I think he's a lock. Even if you think to early in the year, he was playing 2-3 minutes, or whatever. I think when everybody's healthy, I would not be surprised if he had a 10-minute stretch. And here's the other thing. I don't think that he is, or I think he's a lock to be the 15th roster spot. The Nuggets are going to find a way to have him on the roster at the end of the year.
Oh,
He's in the starting lineup,
Yeah,
right?
you got to.
You got to do it.
All right, so him, I think he is an easy one, and it's a meaningful difference because as much as Peyton Watson, he provides something off the bench, you have to go into a playoff series with multiple defenders. I think Denver has 4 defenders. They have Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, AG, and Spencer Jones. That's kind of the minimum amount. Even 3 would have been like, this is tough to get through a series. They have 4.
Right. And if you're thinking about who they might add at the trade deadline, could they sign somebody in the buyout market? It's got to be a defender. Like, you can't be looking to add somebody who can get played off the floor defensively in the playoffs, I feel like.
What if they had an even higher offensive rating than the best all time, though? You're right, though. At a certain point, you're like, what are we doing? We can't perfect this. With Spencer, though, I will say this. The other thing, he's kind of shooting the ball the way he was in the G League. Yeah. It doesn't look right.
Weird as hell.
It's weird as hell, and it goes in. But he is now 6 of his last 11, I think.
Yeah, I gave him jump shot of the week, and
I saw that.
I like now believe in his, like, when he shoots it, I'm like, yeah, that's probably going to go in.
What would you guess he's shooting on the year?
I think he's probably shooting
he's the Nuggets' best shooter.
Or something.
What would you guess? Closest to the pin?
42.
It's 45.
It's 45.
Okay.
He's shooting 45%. Again, it's a low volume, but 45% is a good number. And it's like we have a good enough sample size now to be like, you know what? Why not? Let it fly, brother.
Nobody's still ever going to guard him, though.
But exactly. And so now it just comes down to, okay, you got to make them now when you get them.
Who would you trust more to hit an open three right now?
Iguodala.
Spencer Jones or Christian Brown?
Spencer Jones.
I mean,
man.
Christian
Spencer
Brown's
Jones.
in a walking boot, so probably Spencer Jones.
Both those guys, when they're
He's
playing,
not in a walking boot.
Well, I don't know.
He's out of the walking boot,
because Christian Brown was hitting at a very high
Yeah,
clip
he
at
shot
the end
40.
of last year.
Yeah.
Christian Brown shot 39% last year.
39.
He is shooting 21% this year.
I know this is colored by his bad start to the year.
That's the
shooting.
point. That's the point. Is like, I believe he is more the shooter last year than he has been to start this year.
Fair.
So, I mean, listen, it's tough because, Spencer's like really coming into his own, and his weird ass shot is somehow hitting. So it's hard to go away from him. But I don't know, dude. I believe in Christian.
I would choose Christian too, but it's a conversation.
I think the question is just like, you kick out to an open guy, who do you have? And right now, I think it is Spencer, because even Christian at those, all of Christian's shots are wide open too.
Yep.
Tim Hardaway Jr. is my other guy. Higher ceiling. I thought he was going to come in and provide some shooting, be streaky, and not much else. But I actually just feel like he's just a solid all-around guy for the team right now. Yes, his defense isn't elite, although it was lauded today by David Adelman, said he thought his defense has been good. But he's just like he's a huge value add, man. David Adelman said of him today, I would hate to have to scout us, because you have to scout him too. As in, like, even our 6th, 7th, 8th guy, you have to come in prepared for. He's been that good.
Yeah. It's so funny in the offseason when people were wondering, like, is he going to be in the rotation? Like, is it him or is Julian Straw? There's like, no, man. Like, they brought in Tim Hardaway to play. Like, this guy has been a 28-minute per guy player over the last 10 years. Like, he's going to play, and he's still really good.
He's also having the best shooting year of his career. I mean, it's not quite it's not quite the volume it was peak Dallas days, so you could argue that. Highest true shooting percentage of his career. He's shooting 42.5% from 3 on nearly 6 attempts per game. He's never shot above 40% before. So, look, you could argue like the years where he shot just under 40% at 7.2 attempts maybe is more prolific, but he's really, really accurate right now, even more so than his reputation was coming in.
And it's not even like all the shots he's taking are wide open.
Yeah.
He takes some tough shots.
He takes some of the quickest shots I've ever seen in my entire life. And sometimes it's amazing, and other times you're like, why don't you take a breath? Take a beat there, guy.
But I think again, I thought he was going to be almost Will Barton-esque in that we would be more annoyed with him at times, and that there would be these extended slumps. But I actually just feel like and even in a playoff series, I just thought we'd get to a point where it's like, it's not a Tim series. Sure. But I just don't see that now. I think he plays in every series, and it's like his luck.
Yeah.
I think Peyton Watson is one of my last 2 guys. Peyton Watson filling in the starting lineup and it going well. He still isn't finishing the game, finishing at the rim as much as we would like to see. But I think there was a world where he came into this year and was just a bench guy and didn't play a whole lot, and we weren't sure if he was a playoff guy. He's another guy to me, I'm like, he's in every series playoff guy. And there's some series he becomes like the 4th most important player.
No question.
Yeah.
His defense makes him
integral,
incredibly valuable. But he's been like way better on offense than I think any of us necessarily expected. And just, he is now getting enough playing time that he's just really playing within himself and within the game. You rarely feel like, oh man, what are you doing? Like every now and again, he'll freelance a little bit, take like he'll call his own number, but it's not really enough to even comment on. Like he's just playing the right way, and he's playing hard, and you just love to see that.
His percentages are also up barely, but they're up.
Yeah, but
from the field in 3 and the line.
He is shooting horribly from the break, 3 of 25 above the break.
Oh, not on the break.
No. Above the break, 3 of 25 from 3. That's 12%. That is horrible. He's 54% from the corners.
Yeah,
he really has
eight
ball corner pocket.
Sneaky Watson stat from last year as well. He was a good corner shooter. And this matters because teams will leave Peyton Watson open in the corner.
Yep.
And that's one of the things that's happened lately. To your guys' point, I mean, the upside part to me, it's really simple. He spent most of his minutes with the bench, like just kind of over the years. This year, he got a really extended, prolonged stretch with the starting group. And lo and behold, looks like he's capable of more alongside Jokic than you know, just the same way guys get a Jokic boost. There's also the playing without Jokic anchor, right? Sure. Like Mike's numbers in Denver without Jokic were atrocious. Yeah. His numbers in Brooklyn with worse players, much better. I know there's a lot of going into that, of course, but you know, you can't. My point being, you can't judge a guy just by how they look in the non-Jokic minutes. And Peyton has shown that, at least in this environment, he can be more valuable offensively.
I only have one guy left in the playing above the ceiling I had set for them coming into the year, but we'll have to get to it on the other side.
Oh man, I can't wait.
Fire it up on the mountain. KL Fire on the Mountain is Denver's favorite local wing joint, featuring hormone-free, antibiotic-free, cage-free wings, 15 super flavorful sauces that are made from scratch, from mild to insanely hot, and everything in between. They've got craft beer and killer cocktails, if that's what you're looking for in your wing joint. Shoot, they've got vegan options as well. A lot of different Coloradans out there. You can all come and enjoy the great options they have at Fire on the Mountain. Grab $5 pints on Mondays, all-day happy hour on Tuesdays, and they now offer delivery from their Wash Park store. Try the best wings in Denver at the DNVR Broncos tailgates or by visiting their spots in the Highlands and at Wash Park. Toyota is the official vehicle of DNVR. It's been that way for some time now. We really appreciate our friends at Toyota, and you might appreciate them as well once you get behind the wheel of one of the many different vehicles they have to offer you at Toyota. Trucks, for example, have always been a part of Toyota's DNA. That's been the case for generations. They have 17 models all told, with available all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, like that epic 4Runner. They also offer more low and zero emission vehicles combined than any other automaker. So that gives you, the customer, numerous choices to choose from to reduce your carbon footprint. Visit your Front Range Toyota stores at a location near you. There's AutoNation Toyota Arapahoe in Centennial, Corwin Toyota in Boulder, Groove Toyota in Littleton, Mountain States Toyota in Denver, Stevenson Toyota East in Aurora, and Stevenson Toyota West in Lakewood. Toyota is a proud partner of the Denver Nuggets and the official vehicle of DNVR. Let's go places.
Back here, final segment, DNVR Nuggets podcast. Hit the like if you haven't already. Hop in the chat. Become a Supporters Club member. Why not?
Yeah,
you get that little badge next to your name. It grows every month.
Yeah, and then we know that you're a real one.
Then we know you're a real one. We love you all, but we love those ones a little more.
Yeah, dude.
A little bit more.
Our supporters?
Yeah, our supporters, we do love a little more. One last player whose ceiling I am raising, and it is not Jamal Murray's. It is Nikola Jokic's. Because Jamal, I knew, had the ceiling in him that I thought was really high. And the truth is, we didn't know how high, and he's playing great, but I'm not necessarily ready to raise the ceiling on him. I've always thought he could be this good, and he's doing it. I did not think Jokic could be better than last year. He is averaging almost the exact same number of points. Last year, 29.6. This year, 29.2. He's taking 2.5 fewer shots to get there, which is insane. He's averaging.
Remember last year, like all we could talk about was his scoring.
Oh, it was like crazy.
I know. It's like, oh my God, can you believe how much he's scoring?
Now he's not trying to score, and he's at 29. He's shooting more efficiently than ever before. He's got 11 assists, which is a new high. His box plus minus, which we thought could never go higher, like he broke the metric. Well, that one's also way up. Yoke, to me, is it's not a big ceiling bump because I still think his ceiling is more or less what it is. I just thought this year I was prepared for a 26, 25 point per game year from Yoke, and we're just going to get the 30-point triple-double average again.
And I do wonder, though, maybe if this team was healthier, if he wouldn't be scoring this much. But, as the season goes, as guys go in and out of the lineup, he adjusts his game to what this team needs. And, they've needed him to score a little bit.
I'm laughing thinking of all the kind of ways we were like, well, his assists will probably go up, but maybe his minutes will be down, so his scoring will be down. His field goal attempts will be, his field goal attempts are down still, and the scoring is where it is, and he's leading the league in assists per game.
Him leading the league in assists was a lock. Like, that was something I thought was a lock to happen.
But to do it while maintaining the scoring and bumping up the efficiency, it's just... And the rebounding is off the charts as well, too, which is like maybe the number one thing we take for granted with him. So
he's the only guy in the NBA averaging over 10 assists per game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the point guard, of course.
Yeah, he's like, what are you talking about?
And
Of course.
is he at 11 wins?
He's at 11. Cade Cunningham is second at 9.3.
And by the way, he upped his 3-point shots up to 5 a
Yep.
game. Hasn't dropped off in efficiency at all. Still
Yep.
up 41%.
Foul shooting's better.
So Yoke to me, and again with Murray, he's obviously having a career year. It's just I kind of always felt like he could be this guy. He hasn't done anything where I was like, wow, I didn't think he could do that.
I think
He's like way more consistent. Like
his floor, right?
We're not talking about the problem with Murray has always been the conversation about consistency. And he's doing it consistently now. And it's not just the height. It's you can kind of rely on him every night. There's not the deep nadirs like we would see from years.
Which is 100% true, but I just always the question here is that the highest an higher upside. Whose ceiling are we raising? And Jamal, we've seen him have big nights, but you are right, we haven't seen him be consistent, and I think that has to do with the conditioning and some of the other stuff. He's doing it, and I'm not surprised. Like I don't expect this to drop off for Jamal. I don't think this is a hot November, early part of the year.
Sure.
I'm like, yeah, this is who he is.
It seems like it. Yeah.
This is who he is, and we're going to get 6 months of it plus playoffs now, and it's awesome.
I agree.
If we lower the upside, there's 2 players who I think I'm lowering the upside a little bit. First one is Bruce Brown. Not necessarily that he's been bad. I think it is pretty clear that athletically he is not what he was. Maybe that comes back a little bit, but he is not quite the athletic player that he was. It's not that I'm lowering it a lot. I just look at Bruce as he's a really good. He to me is more of the 8th man than either of Peyton Watson, really of any of the guys off the bench.
Yeah.
Nothing bad about it. He's still good.
Yeah.
But I'm lowering my ceiling
His
a little.
role is just different on this team than it was on the championship team.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
they
is.
needed him to score a little more on that 2023 team. They just needed him to give a little more juice offensively. This year, they don't really need his scoring as much. They need his defense more. They need him to do the stuff that doesn't show up in the box score more. They need him for steals, for blocks, to generate turnovers, and to just get in guys' heads and talk trash.
And the ball's not in his hands a lot right now, or sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. And I think that, in addition to the fact that Bruce just has, I think, athletically declined, you can just kind of track his stats over the years, and you can see since he's left Denver, sure, the situations have changed, but he's averaging now 6 points per game this year. Like there's a bit of a decline. But I also think, it's like Wind was talking about, they used to kind of put the ball in his hands or say you're going to play with Yoke and stand in the corner and he'll find, and I think right now you can kind of see like his game logs, you'll see some like 0, 3, 2, 14, 13, you know what I mean? And
Did you include him as one of our defenders? One of the 4 defenders, Bruce Brown?
No, you're right, but he does. I should have. That was an
Yeah.
oversight.
I think that's 5. Yeah. To me,
5
it's
defenders.
Like
Yep.
to me, I know what you mean is that like it doesn't seem like we can rely on him maybe for like that big 3-pointer.
as much, but it still contributes.
Well, to me, it's like Bruce is exactly what I thought he was going to be. It's like the hustle guy, glue guy, jerk when you need it, hat tipper, the guy that brings personality. Like, and you're never like, oh my God, all right, Bruce, come on, we need you to bring it. It's like
He did
hell
not
yeah.
have the hat tip in Denver. He developed that over the last couple
He
yeah.
didn't realize that was part of who he was.
He didn't realize it.
until he was in Denver. We revealed it to him.
And I think on an individual level, like Eric was saying, his defense has been really good. I mean, I don't know if that bears out in all the lineup data because it takes more than one guy trying, but Bruce is one of 2, maybe 3 guys that
My man tries.
tries to get into a ball handler, right?
He had 2 20-point games in the playoffs the championship year.
That
And he had
seems very
15
likely.
double-figure games. I just don't think that will happen.
Definitely not.
And that's kind of what I mean. Is I was kind of hoping, okay, he gets back here, it's back to that. It's not a bad thing. Denver has it made up in other areas. The last one was Christian Brown, and I don't feel totally great about this one. The injury obviously is going to hurt his season, but I think even of what we saw, there was a question of like, is he going to handle it more? The shot can be this and improved in this. And I think he's going to be the exact same player he was last year. Like when he comes back from injury, not better or worse, but the same. Again, it's not bad. That's good enough. But I might lower his ceiling this year and not expect a bump.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, before the injury, it was kind of an underwhelming start for him. Really underwhelming start, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely an underwhelming start. But like the player he was last year is the player that earned the contract that he got. Like he was,
And he's
good
what
enough.
they need.
That's what I mean. He was good enough to earn that contract. I don't know that it's necessary. I think we've always looked at him as a guy, as a low ceiling, high floor guy. It's like he's reliable. You're not having to run plays for him. He's going to figure out what to do. But I agree. Like the start of the season was a little concerning, and people's expectations of him raised because you can only look at a player through the lens of his contract.
If you look at the 3 years, it was like he was here, then he was here, then he was here, and so you're like, okay, does that keep going? And it's like, no, that might be the player he is, but that's a good player.
It's a
really good player.
And there's
really
also,
good
I think,
player.
something too, like one of the bigger Christian questions this year. And like, look, he's out right now. He can't do anything to change our minds. It's unfortunate, but have teams kind of figured it out a little bit? Just kind of what Christian wants to do, what it's like when he's in that starting lineup, and is he not really catching guys by surprise?
I mean, I think they figured it out a little bit in the playoffs.
yeah.
Last segment here, guys, just to wrap up with a little bit of fun. I'm watching last night, Derek Queen. Well, you're going to hate it. You're not going to think it's fun at all.
This is not fun for us.
Derek Queen, the rookie center for New Orleans, who loves Jokic, idolizes, molds his game after him, and honestly does a pretty good job. Had his first triple-double, 30-point triple-double last night, although he did miss the game winner.
I did.
He
I did
had
see
an open
that.
shot for
I
a game
saw
winner
it.
from 3, which he's shooting 12%.
Probably could have stepped in.
He probably could have stepped in. It was a total. He was having such a great night, and then
Sure.
he kind of froze in that moment, like, crap, what do I? Brick. But I was looking at it, and I was like, it's kind of exciting, and I love Derek Queen. I love watching him. There was a time when I liked Alperen Şengün, and it's kind of like now he's too good. And I wonder, do you think the same thing's going to happen to Derek Queen, where we're like, Yoke's influence, how amazing, everybody wants to be Yoke, and then it's like, wait a second,
back off.
He's not Yoke though.
Yeah.
You guys all know that, right? He's not Yoke.
I mean, as long as Derek Queen's not on a good team and doesn't get Lithuanian citizenship or something.
Oh, you're so right.
Because that's the reason why Şengün has been
Turkey.
He's gone to our hate list.
Turkey.
He's just been in our lives so much because of FIBA and the Eurobasket, whenever. And now the Rockets are good.
Yeah. And he himself has gotten a little uppity.
He has.
A little uppity for my taste.
He is a little uppity.
Here's the answer to your question. Of course.
You
If
think we're gonna hate him?
Not hate him, but if he starts like stepping on some center triple-double stats, like just in the early years,
Which I think he will.
which, by the way, for the record, like Eric said, he plays for the Pelicans. So it's almost like appreciating Mike's start on Brooklyn. You're like,
when he's playing in Seattle a couple years,
Yeah.
Does it
could be
get
a
it?
little different.
I saw Tom Haberstroh calls him Jambalaya Joker.
It's a great nickname. I kind of love this idea. Like you have Hartenstein, who loved Jokic, was here for a bit, now goes out and does some of it. Sabonis, obviously. I have one to throw at you guys. I threw this to I don't know if you have this, Dion. Have you guys seen Audie Crooks, Iowa State? You see this girl? I love this girl.
Whoa.
She 47 points. What does that say? 19 to 25, 9 of 11. She does this all the time.
She does it often in like 19 minutes played.
She does it all the time. She is me and Dev. Like every time she's playing, I always get a text from Dev because she is an absolute beast, man. Just goes down to the post, has this great footwork, is kind of light on her feet. You wouldn't guess it, and has this incredible touch. And I'm like, man, I'm seeing Yoke everywhere.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm being serious about this one thing. You look around the league.
Well, I
remember
mean, this
Steph
is-
came in and everyone would be Steph. I just look
Totally,
at every
totally.
big man and I'm like, so every big man wants to be Yoke. Awesome.
I mean, it's been a trend, no doubt. I mean, ever since Yoke took over, first it was, okay, now we're just going to run our offense through our center.
Andre Drummond's gonna do it. Yeah.
Towns.
Yeah.
And now it's guys coming into the league that have played like him and look up to him and model their game after
Yes.
him. And teams are like, that's a pretty good way to run our offense. Let's do that.
Bro, nobody understands this, man. As a fellow big man, when you're young, everyone tells you to go down to the post and be Tim Duncan or something boring. And they're like, just go rebound, man. Just go do this. And you never get to do anything. So now we have Yoke, and all the young big men are looking around and be like, no, I should do that. Why don't you guys have me do that thing? It's way more fun.
Lest we forget the original Acolyte who never got to get the green light to play his game, Hassan Whiteside, who tried the sunboard shuffle in his driveway that one time.
I just love it, man. I do love it. We are going to grow to hate these guys probably at some point, but I just look around the league and I see a lot of young guys want to be Joker, and I'm like, that's so cool, man. What a legacy.
Jambalaya jumper.
What an influential player who tried to be uninfluential. You know what? This is the cool thing about Yoke.
Oh, yeah, it's the best.
He gave none of this.
He's like,
And
why are you guys copying my game?
We're going to have
Like,
all
what?
these sombor shuffles in the future.
First off, I think we should refer to him as the Po Boys Joker.
That's a good one.
in the
I like
pork-
that. Yeah. That's actually really good. That's really good.
Really good.
Well, let's make that happen.
Yes.
All right, we got some super chats, Dion.
Also, just he's another the t-shirt under the jersey is up big time, man. It's
Dude,
a-
he's sauce.
time.
I will say this: he's saucier of a scorer than Yoke. Not better, but he puts a little extra. Like,
Yeah, it's got a little shake.
yeah, it's pretty fun.
Maddox Otter, happy holidays, fellas. I slumber until January.
Nice.
Is that an Otter thing, or is that just literally you don't have much to do right now?
Either way.
Yeah.
I could not be happier about that.
I like an otter.
Do you?
Yeah, I think they have a high IQ score.
You gotta be worried about what bar you're in when you say that sentence.
V8 Tiger AU, hashtag the year of Jamal Murray, hashtag the week of Jamal Murray, hashtag the month of Jamal Murray, DNVR Jamal.
Let's
emoji.
go, dude. Me and Josh brought out from Down Under. We never sold our stock.
Just me, JQ2NP. The whole crew isn't there until Superstar is there.
He's with
Very
us in
true.
spirit, though.
He's with us in spirit.
Yeah.
Well, he's not.
He's not watching the show.
He's working right now. He's busy.
He's not going to watch it later.
The boy's dad. Time to start reminding folks that the Yokmas game 12:15 will be another of those Peacock exclusive broadcasts.
That's true.
But
Bro.
there's this bar.
It's Monday against Houston Rockets. It's a huge game. It is a Monday. We got to make this a party, man. If you are Peacockless, you need to come out to the bar and watch the game with us. That is a holiday.
Oh, man.
We should have some eggnog.
I'm going to be in
bring in
Serbia.
some eggnog.
I'll be celebrating Orthodox.
Yokmas.
You're going to be in Serbia for Yokmas?
What am I supposed to do? I can't.
Wow. I
Schedule
mean,
my
this could
whole
be
life.
some divine intervention.
We need to send you on a mission or some kind, you know.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Fine, you need to go to the absolute holiest place in Serbia.
I assume it's just at Christina's house.
Okay, well,
That's where I'll be.
everybody, thanks for tuning in on an off day. We're back tomorrow at Dick's. Hit the like button on the way
Let's
out.
go.
Sporting goods.
Sporting goods.
We all silly like the mayor.